नमो नमः सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारम. Today this is the fourth day of the series of lectures on Shodasa Samskarams by our Vice President Sanaatana Dharma, Dr. Visalakshi garu. Today we will be covering Snataka Mahotsav and then followed by Vivaha Samskaramu. Then let us start with Vande Mataram and then Prarthana. A request Babu garu to start Vande Mataram, please.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujala, Sujala, Malaya Jasi, Sujala, Tasya Syamala Mataram, Vande Mataram. Suprajyosna pulakitayamini pullakusumita drumadala sobhini suhasini sumadhura bhashini sukhadam varadam mataram vande mataram vande mataram. Namaskar.
Dhanyavadaha Mahodaya. Now let's have Prarthana. I request Vasundhara Mahodaya to do Prarthana for all of us.
Namaskaraha sarvebhyah. Prarthana Omkaram 3 times. Om. Om. One minute dhyanam. Suklam Baradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye. Om Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Saradindu Samakare Parabrahmaswarupini Vasarapitha Nilaye Saraswati Namostute. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyorma Amrutangamaya. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Matrudevo Bhava Pitrudevo Bhava Acharya Devo Bhava Atithi Devo Bhava. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। धन्यवादः सर्वेभ्यः।
धन्यवादः महोदय.
अस्तु महोदय.
Now let us start with our regular sessions. Request Visalakshi garu to start, please.
ओम श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। ओम श्री पार्वती राजराजेश्वराभ्यां नमः। ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री महासरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम शिवाय गुरवे नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय च नमः शिवाय. Today we are speaking about the 12th samskara out of 16 samskaras. That is Samavartana Samskara or Snatakotsava Samskara. Snataka means Gurukula Vasa Nivrutti, returning home from Gurukula after completing Veda Vidya Adhyayana. This Snataka Samskara, it is of 3 types. They are called as Vidya Snataka, Vrata Snataka and Vivaha Purva Kruta Snataka. Vidya Snataka is that sacrament performed by the Acharya while giving permission to Brahmacharis after the completion of their education after nearly 15 or 16 years of hard observing and hard that is hard celibacy maintaining, leading the life with several restrictions, making the body suffer a lot with continuous education and hard work at hermitage without aspiring any desires, any luxuries, not even comforts. So after completing education with such devotion, then the student is considered to be worthy of receiving the certificate of his education. Then the Acharya permits him to go home and enter into Grihasthasrama, preaching them about their duties before entering into the society. Now we are going to know about this Vidyasnataka Samskara here. Now second is Vratasnataka. After performing the Veda Vratas and completing them, the disciple performs Snataka along with his Guru Acharya, and that is called as Vratasnataka. Now the third Snataka is, it is Snatakotsava performed before the marriage, at the time of marriage, celebrating. Then almost all people know about this Snataka. The word when we say Snataka, only this Snataka comes into the mind. The Snataka performed before the marriage. Then actually these Vrata Snatakas and all these Vidya Snataka, they are nowadays, they are not at all in a sort of, that is in the, as it was in the olden days. Thus mostly they are not doing, but there are some people who are following all these three Snatakas and doing. Now at the present day, Snatakotsava is celebrated as that is at the time of giving the degrees for bachelor degree or master degree, doctorate degree. That is called as Vidya Snataka. It is called as convocation nowadays. Now there is one Upaya Snataka also. Those who do this Vidya Snataka and Vrata Snataka, both together is called as Upaya Snataka. Now in Parasara Smriti, in Achara Kanda, it is like this. Gurave tu varan dattva snayita tadanugnyaya Veda Vrataniva param nitva hi upayamevava. The Mimamsa Vartika also says Snatopalakshita atra nivrittihi guruveshmanaha. Now during Gurukula Vasa, brahmacharis sleep, brahmacharis, all the brahmacharis, the students, disciples, sleep on the ground, get fiksha from household people, and eat the Guru Patni, whatever food is given to them either by the Guru or by Guru Patni, they eat that. Study continuously throughout the day. Go to the forest and collect the fruits and samitas, etc. Now, after completion of education, they leave all those restrictions. Take Abhyangana Snana, apply scent to the body, besmear with sandal paste, etc. Wear beautiful clothes suitable to those who stay at cities. They get ready to go home. Then, to make them thus ready to leave the Gurukula, to go home is called as Nataka Samskara or Samavartana Samskara, the same. Then the kratu done at that time in connection with this is called as Utsarjanam. It would be observed by the Guru either on Paushya Suddha Paurnami or on Rohini Nakshatra. Shastra says Taishyam Paurnamasyam Rohinyam va Viramet. That day both Guru and Sishya do pranayama and say the sankalpa as Sri Parameswara Prityartham Adhitanam Chandasam Saviryatvaya Adhyaya Utsarjanam Karishye. So saying, they should do exactly as they did at Upakarma after Upanayana Samskara. That is to do that Mantaparatana, Navarushi, Savakana, Puja, Tarpana, Agnimuka, Homas, etc. and pray all the gods with Namaskaras, Pranama. They should pray that what all they have studied till now, till that time, that should be retained by them safely and that should increase furthermore. And they should be able to preach that to others and get the fruit of the knowledge successfully. For several years, the Acharya and his wife took care of all these children, all these disciples, as if they are their own children, without taking a single rupee from them. Now it is the duty of the disciples, the students, to pay Guru Dakshina to their Guru as per their capacity on Ashadha Paurnami, Guru Paurnami day. The word Guru Dakshina reminds us of the story of Kautsa, who gave 14 crores of gold coins as Guru Dakshina to his Guru Varatantu Maharshi, seeking the help of Raghu Maharaja of Solar dynasty. The Guru Dakshinas people give would be utilized for the next year students, that is those who are going to come and join. Continuously students will be studying there for several years. Every year new students will be joining, and some of these students who completed education will be leaving this Gurukula and then returning homes. For such Vidyarthis, the Acharya gives his final instruction and final advice as mother and father give to their daughter at the time of sending her to her in-laws house after marriage is over. Thus, even this master gives such beautiful, good instructions and advices how to lead the life in future after entering into society. That should be told forever for all the students who complete their education. Nowadays, even our universities are following this, which is in Taittiriya Upanishad at the time of convocations. This is explained in Ekadashonuvaka of Sikshavalli of Taittiriya Upanishad. Om Vedam Anutyacharyoante Vasina Manushasti Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara Swachaya Anma Pramadaha Acharyaya Priyam Thanamakuritya Prajatantum Mavyavachetsi Satyanna Pramaditavyam Kushalanna Pramaditavyam Putyai Pramaditavyam Swachaya Pravachanapyam Na Pramaditavyam Devapitrukāryābhyām na pramaditavyam matrudevo bhava pitrudevo bhava acharya devo bhava atithi devo bhava yani anavadyani karmani tani sevitavyani no itarani यान्यस्माकं सुचरितानि तानि त्वयोपास्यानि नो इतराणि ये के चास्मत् श्रेयागुंसो ब्राह्मणाः तेषां त्वया आसनेन प्रश्वसितव्यं श्रद्धया देयम् अश्रद्धया अदेयं श्रियादेयं ह्रियादेयं भियादेयं संविदादेयम् अथ यदि ते कर्म विचिकित्सा वा वृत्तविचिकित्सा वा स्यात् ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलुक्षाः धर्मकामाः स्युः यथा ते तत्र वर्तेरन् तथा तत्र वर्तेथाः अथ आख्यातेषु अथाख्यातेषु ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलुक्षाः धर्मकामाः स्युः यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् तथा तेषु वर्तेथाः एष आदेशः एष उपदेशः एषा वेदोपनिषत् एवमुपासितव्यम् एवमुचैतदुपास्यम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Acharya means the teacher, the instructor who studies all the Shastras, gains Vedic knowledge comprehensively and comprehends the meaning of Vedas, establishes them in practice, practices them for himself and teaches to Sishyas. Achinotihi Shastrani, Achare Sthapayatyapi, Swayam Acharate Yastu, Sa Acharya iti Smrutaha. The Acharya is the one who stores and germinates the mysteries of the Vedic theology in the disciples by teaching them. Antevasi means one who always stays near the master, one who always follows the instructions of his guru, Acharya. So Antevasi means disciple who offers his trikaranas, manovakayas, mind, speech and body, that is all his deeds to his master and to knowledge, jnana, and studies properly. Vedam anuchya acharya antevasinam anushasti. After completing teaching the Vedas to the student, for which he deserves, the master instructs the students like this as final verdict. It is anushasana, that is edict, that is given following the teaching, that is after instructing the Vedas and Vedic knowledge. Anuchya. This is the Shasana, edict made by Paramatma in the Vedas. How can the edict be disregarded? So it is to be observed and it is to be followed. Just as the edict of the king or government is to be followed without questioning, thus the edict of Paramatma, Veda and Acharya should be followed. The Vedas are called as Prabhu Samhitas. The disciples must accept and obey the instructions of teachers as that of edict and follow. This is the edict, teaching and advice given by the master to the student finally. First among them is Satyam Vada. Always speak truth. Truth is that which never changes with the change of time or space. Trikala abhathitam satyam. It will not be changed either in the past or present or future. It is always the same. In fact, Satyam itself is Paramatman. The Upanishad describes Satyam as Sat cha Tyat cha Satyam Abhavat. Sat means existence, being, Paramatma. To speak about Paramatma is Satyam. Whatever words we speak, that should be either it speaks about Paramatma during or it must be the word spoken at the time of walking in the path shown by God. Satyam Yadartha Bhashanam. Truth is to speak what it is, as it is. What always exists is Paramatman. So to worship divine with the speech and in the form of speech is truth. The first command given by the teacher is to speak the truth. Now the second instruction is Dharmam Chara. Practice the Dharma. If we just speak of Dharma, it is of no use. So we have to practice it, knowing the complete form of dharma. The greatness of man is to know dharma, to live practicing dharma, that is, to live righteously, to practice swadharma, to enable the nature and all living beings to follow their dharmas, to practice all physical and mental karmas in relation to God. If these two very important advices, Satyam Vada and Dharmam Chara, the Acharya is now speaking, teaching to the disciple as to how they should behave physically, mentally, verbally also by Trikaranas. Actually, what is Dharma? What is Satya? Anybody may get a doubt. So to clarify that the master is, to clarify that what is Satya and Dharma, the master is still continuing his advices. It is the Upadesha given to all human beings. All of us should follow these instructions. Veda and Shastra always speak in the form of command and taboo, that is prohibition, vidhi and nishedha. So these are vidhivakyas which should be followed without questioning. Now the third command is Swachaya Pravachanat Ma Pramadaha. Always be alert in doing Swachaya, Swa Adhyayanam. Never be lazy, never neglect Swachaya. Swachaya means studying the Vedas and Shastras. Whoever belong to which Veda or which Veda Shakha, they should compulsorily study that Veda thoroughly and always do manana of what is studied, and then they can study other branches of other Vedas also. Otherwise, if they do not do manana, they may forget them. So always be doing manana. Kalidasa Mahakavi also says, Amnayanam ayogena vidyam prashithilamiva. There is danger of forgetting what we have learned if we do not do manana, do not practice continuous repetition and putting them into practice. So we should keep reading and studying Vedas, Shastras, Puranas, by which we can pay the debt of Rishi Runa, Maharshi's Runa. Every human being is born with three runas, Deva Runa, Rishi Runa and Pitru Runa. Later, two more runas came and joined. They are Atithi Runa and Sankha Runa, Bhuta Runa. So a man has to pay all these 5 debts. Fourth point is advice is Acharyaya Priyantanam Akrutya Prajatantum Ma Vyavachetsi. The Sishya should pay Guru Dakshina to Acharya. This is the tradition of Sanaatana Dharma. The Acharya who taught him the knowledge and then with his permission should enter into Grihasthasrama and get children and keep up the progeny. We should not let the tie of Guru and Sishya, Guru Sishya, Bandha should always remain, and also of the dynasty, the generation, the lineage, that should not be broken. So by getting Santana, children, the Vamsha will continue and he becomes free from Pitru Runa. Similarly, what all he had learned from Acharya, he should teach to disciples and keep the Guru Parampara without letting the thread broken. Now, Vidya Adhyayana and Adhyapana are the duties of Brahmins. It is Dharma Purushartha. According to that is, Guru Dakshina should be given. So, accepting Guru Dakshina is getting Artha Purushartha, which should be utilized for Dharma Karyas. So, even Acharya has to accept the Guru Dakshina the disciples give him. So, Dharma, Artha, and Kama are Trivargas, which should be gained and utilized. But Moksha Purushartha is the goal of our life, which is Apavarga. By Trivarga Sadhana, we should get Apavarga. Now, fifth advice is Satyan na pramaditavyam. Should not neglect the truth. We should know the truth correctly, should never tell lies, asatya. By studying Vedas near Guru, we know what is truth. Sometimes worldly matters create illusion in the case of truth. Bhranti or illusion is asadjnana, wrong knowledge. Care must be taken in case of ignorance. The path of truth should never be ignored even by mistake. Now, sixth point is dharma na pramaditavyam. Care should be taken not to make any mistakes even in case of dharma also. We should not leave practicing dharma. We must know what is dharma, when we should know our swadharma also. We must have fixed attention, that is nishtha, to dharma acharana. We should not get deviated from dharma and dharmacharana. Thus, the master emphasized the importance of satya and dharma twice. Now, seventh advice is kushalan na pramaditavyam. Kushalam means well-being, safety. We should not neglect our well-being. We should not make any mistakes in recognizing and practicing what brings us well-being, shreyas, and elevation of our atma. That is kushala, by which karma we protect ourselves and gain elevation of our soul, atma. Now, eighth advice is bhutyaina pramaditavyam. Bhuti means aishwarya, wealth and prosperity. But wealth does not mean only the money as we consider, but the real wealth is actually liberation, to get apavarga, moksha. Worldly wealth, name and fame also should be acquired. So in acquiring moksha, we should be very careful. We should not fall in greediness. We should be attentive in this case. Now, ninth advice is swachaya pravachanapyam na pramaditavyam. We should not neglect our swachaya and pravachana. Swachaya is swa achyaya, learning what we have to learn. That is Veda Achayana. Pravachana means preaching what we have learned. Any enlightened education will grow if it is imparted to others, if it is given and taught to others. Otherwise, it perishes if not taught to others. So, Jirnamange Supashitam says Bhartrihari also. The knowledge retains by four methods. First, we have to study, athiti. Then we have to teach, bodha. Then we have to practice it, acharana. And then we have to propagate it, pracharana. Athiti, bodha, acharana, pracharana. Now, 10th advice is Deva Pitru Karyapyam na pramaditavyam. One should be attentive in performing Deva Karyas and Pitru Karyas. Deva Karyas are that is the deeds related to our devatas, gods. Then Pitrukaryas means the deeds related to Pitrukaryas, the Pitru Tithis, etc. So Devakaryas are Yajna Yagadi, Kratus and Upasanas. Pitrukarya is doing Shraddha Karmas and last rites, etc. If they are neglected, one cannot become free from Devaruna and Pitru Runa. Now, next from 11th to 14th, the advices, four advices are four shasanas, edicts. They are Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. These four adeshas are to be followed by all human beings. They are also universal commands. That is the greatness of our Sanaatana Dharma and our Shodasa Samskaras, which teach all these instructions, which are very necessary and essential for human life. So, such universal commands like Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, Matru Devo Bhava, and Pitru Devo Bhava. If king's commands are obeyed, he becomes very happy, he gets pleased. If his commands are not followed, he punishes them. Similarly, if we follow these shasanas of Paramatma, he will be pleased. Matru Devo Bhava means worship your mother like God. That is, listen to her words, whatever she says, you follow that. all living creatures are first indebted to mother only, because enduring so many sufferings, she gives birth to all of us. Though there are many words in Sanskrit to say the mother, Janani, Janaitri, Amba, etc., the Veda here took the word Mata, Matru Devo Bhava, it is said. Because the greatness of the word Mata is Mati Vartate Garbhaha Atra iti Mata. Mother keeps the embryo for nearly 10 months in the womb, in her womb, and bears and protects. So she is Mata. For the sake of children, the mother endures so many hardships, keeps diet, then considers her child as her life throughout her life. So the master says, you love your mother and honor her, respect her. Matrudevo Bhava. Out of all those who are worthy of worship, mother occupies the first place. After mother comes father, then the guru, and next to him is Atithi, the guest. Upachyayan Dashacharyah. Acharyanam Shatam Pita. Sahasram tu Pitrun Mata. Gauravena Atirityate. Gauravena Atirityate. The Shastra says that the Acharya is equal to 10 Upachyayas, the teachers. Father is greater than 100 Acharyas, but mother excels father 1,000 times in honor. That is the importance given to the mother. Now, for truth, mother and father both are equally to be respected. Father is the cause of the birth of a person. Father takes care of the child. Pati iti pita. Because he protects the child, he is pita. Father feeds the child, educates him, gives him Brahmopadesha, and leads him towards the goal of his life, what he has to reach in life and gain. So you please worship your father as God. That is the best command. The Shastra says one has to become a worthy son by observing these three. Jivato Vakya Karanat, Pratyabdihi Bhuri Bhojanat, Gayayam Pindadanena, Triphihi Putrasya Putrata. Now the Guru is to be worshipped and honored as God. In fact, the Acharya, the Guru is more greater than even God, because it is Guru who shows Govinda, that is Paramatma, Bhagavan. Kabir Das says, Guru Govinda do khadai kake lagum pao, Balihari Guru apne Govinda diyo batai. The parents give birth to the physical body. The Guru enlightens and imparts knowledge and gives birth to our Jnana Sharira and Yashas Sharira. So Acharya is to be worshipped as God. Next comes the Atithi. Atithi Devo Bhava. Atithirvai Narayanaha says our Dharma. The guest is equal to Lord Vishnu, that is God. So we have to worship our guests and honor them who come to our house. Guruvala Prabodhika says, Satatam Atati iti Atithihi. Who is Atithi? One who always keeps moving. So serving the guests who develop the, so by serving the Atithis, we get the merit of worshipping and serving God. And we develop Dana Guna also by this. Now, 15th point instruction is, Yani anavajyani karmani tani sevitavyani no itarani. Yani asmakagum sucharitani tani tvaya upasyani no itarani. Acharya is instructing the Sishyas to do such karmas which are defectless, which do not have any defect, which are meritorious. And also he instructed that you must follow our noble qualities and traits and virtues only, because we are your gurus. You may take us as your ideal, but because even we are having manava upadhi, we are human beings, so we may be doing so many actions also, works, but what should become your ideal is only our behavior, our knowledge, and only the good that we teach and do. So for joke, suppose we may say a word or something with relatives, that you should not take as an ideal. That is the idea behind this. So only you have to take our virtues and good deeds as ideal, not others. Avadya means wrong. Anavadya means which is not wrong, that is correct, good. So be careful and attentive in doing pious and meritorious deeds and wise deeds. Ramavad vartitavyam, natu Ravanavat, we say. Sucharita means good conduct, good behavior. Now, 16th advice is Yekecha asmat shreyagumso brahmanaha. Tesham tvaya asanena prasvasitavyam. Those who are our well-wishers, who are Brahmins, that is Jnanis. So we are great. So those who are very great scholars, such people should be honored by all of us. We should get up from our seat where we are sitting and offer our seat to them to sit. Such great people who offer the merit of their penance for the welfare of universe should always be honored. Shastra says that whoever honors such great people, their lives will be safe in their swasthanas. They stay in their respective places. They will not move away. They will not try to move away and also go away, leaving the body. That is, if we serve elders, our span of life increases. Seventh Prabodha is cluster of good advices as to how to donate to someone else. Dana guna. Tyage naikena amritatva manasu, says the Upanishad. We get immortality by Tyaga guna. 17th point is Shrddhaya deyam, Ashrddhaya adeyam, Sriya deyam, Hriya deyam, Bhiya deyam, Samvida deyam. Dana is to be given. Dana is giving something out of our possession. Whatever we possess, out of that we give something to others. That is called as dana, dana guna. So, dana guna is greater, good. But so tyaga guna is more sublime than even dana guna. Tyaga means whatever we possess and which is very much needed by us, even then we have to give it away if any necessity arises to somebody else. So those who are in need of it, then we have to, without being asked by them, we ourselves should come forward and without expecting anything from them, we should give it away to them. That is charity. That is Tyaga Guna. Tyaga is much more greater than Dana. So many great persons did such Tyagas and got eternal name and fame. They stood in the history. So our ancient sages are teaching us to such dana and tyaga, develop these gunas. Rantideva was on fast for several days along with his family because he could not get anything to eat. He is having the habit of honoring the guests every day and feed them first and then to eat. If anything remains, then only he eats. Otherwise, they keep fasting. Thus, after many days of fasting, he could get some flour to eat. He offered that to God, and all the family members, 4 of them, are ready to eat that. At that time, a guest came with hunger to his house. With much pleasure, without any hesitation, Rantideva offered that flour of fried rice to that hungry Brahmin, and even all the family members offered their share to him. That is Tyaga Guna. For protection of our Sanaatana Dharma, lakhs of people sacrificed their lives in the past. For protection of our motherland, lakhs of people sacrificed their happy lives. So they sacrificed their lives with pleasure and happiness because they thought it is their duty. These all are Tyagas. Now Vedamata is instructing us how to give anything to others. It should be given with Shraddha, with utmost attention and interest, not with Ashraddha. We must give it to worthy people. With shy bashfulness, we have to give this, because we must feel that we are able to give only this much and not much, not plentifully. We must offer without fear that if we are doing this, any mistakes may be there. So that sort of hesitation should not be there. We must give what all we possess, and that too with proper knowledge. Samvida. Samvida means correct knowledge. We should not give with the proud feeling that we are giving. So that sort of egoistic feeling should not be there. Yachanantam hi gauravam. If anyone is coming and asking us for something, it means he has already kept his gaurava aside. That is why he is asking. So we should never behave in such a way by which he feels depressed, then are degraded. We must realize the utmost necessity of that person and lack of capacity with which they are asking. So we should understand their situation and help them completely with proper knowledge, because they are keeping their self-respect aside to ask someone about anything. So we should not lower them. We should try to keep up their self-respect. When Kautsa, the Shishya of Varatantu Maharshi, asked Raghu Maharaja to give 14 crores of gold coins, which are to be given as Guru Dakshina to his Guru, Varatantu Maharshi, Raghu Maharaja wanted to go and fight with Kubera. Kubera Loka, he wanted to go for expedition. But Kubera himself rained gold coins. Raghu Maharaja offered the whole heap of gold coins to Kautsa, but Kautsa did not accept. Kautsa wanted only 14 crores of gold coins to be counted and give it to him. Not one less or not one more. That is the nobility of Raghu Maharaja and Kautsa also. Now 18th point is Atha yedite karma vichikitsa va vritti vichikitsa, vrutta vichikitsa va syat. What we should do if we get any doubt about any ritual or behavior, Acharya says, after leaving the Gurukula and stepping into the society, many doubts may arise when one begins to act independently, coming out of the shield of the parents, protection of parents and teachers. The answer is given here like this. Ye tatra brahmanaha sammarshinaha yukta ayuktaha alukshaha dharma kamaka syuhu yatha te tatra varteran tatha tatra vartethaha. There are so many great, noble, scholarly persons in the society. There you observe all those Brahmins and great scholars who have the knowledge of Vedas and Shastras, who got intellectual power to judge well. You follow them. Take their advice. Do not ask those who are rude and harsh and do not have proper knowledge, and those who are partial. So the same is preached by Sri Krishna Paramatma also like this. Yajjed acharati sreshtaha tattadeva itaro janaha sayat pramanam kurite lokas tadanuvartate. The ordinary people always follow the actions of great persons. Whatever they act, common people take that as authority and follow. The Acharya is advising them to follow those who are Brahminical, rational, austere, conservative and virtuous. Vedas are for Ishta Prapti and Anishta Parihara. So one should acquire Veda Vidya with Guru Susrusha and gain the knowledge. By practice, that should be retained by them. Taking Brahmajnanis as ideal, we should lead our lives. Sammishritva means having the grasping power and to possess the power of proper discrimination. Those who have such power are called as Sammisrinaka. Yuktaha means one who has yoga. Yoga karmasu kaushalam, we say. Having the skill in doing any works. So Ayuktaha means having interest in sadbhavas, satkarma charana. So not because one someone else is asking him to do, he does the karmas, but because he has to do the karmas, he should do. Aluksha means arukshata. Though there may be great scholarliness in some persons, suppose they are very harsh, very rude, then we should not approach them. Some people who do not develop sattva guna or they work with ego, them also we should not approach. Such people are ruksha swabhava. Not having ruksha swabhava is aruksha or aluksha. Kaushika was a brahmachari, Vedachyayi, but he could not control his anger because, in fact, much Sattvaguna should be there in him because he is a Brahmin and Achayi and Brahmachari. But he is not having that Sattvaguna plentifully and a little Rajoguna is there in him, overpowering Sattvaguna. So, thereby, Asahana is there in him. He was reciting once Veda mantras, sitting under a tree. Then a crow above from the branch of the tree excreted on him. He saw that bird with anger. Immediately the crow was burnt to ashes and fell down. Because of his Brahminical Vedic power, that bird was burnt to ashes. Such people should not have such anger. They should have control over anger and they should have benevolence. Dharma kamatva is having intense longing and concentration on dharma only. The very nature of Dharmaraja is to be a dharmika. Dharma charana is his very nature. The 6 qualities described here are Brahmanatva, Samarshitva, Yuktatva, Ayuktatva, Alukshatva, Dharmikatva, and also such other virtues and good qualities exist in several noble people. We should take them as ideal. In our epics and history and mythology, we find such great personalities whom we should keep as ideal and try to follow them. We should study and understand Sri Ramachandra's Satya Nishtha, Dharmaraja's Dharma Nishtha, Satya Harishchandra's Satya Samrakshanatva, the Datrutwas of Shivi Chakravarti, Rantideva, and Dharma Pravartana of Shankha and Likita brothers, etc. All human beings must possess Sadachara. Now, 19th Amsha is taught by Acharya is अथाभ्याख्यातेषु ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलुक्षा धर्मकामाः स्युः तथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् तथा तेषु वर्तेथाः. Akhyata means stories, side stories. In Mahabharata there are so many akhyanas, akhyatas. So there are many stories narrated in Sahitya. We may get any doubt in doing any action. Suppose we want to take the heroes of those stories as ideal, the stories which we heard. We may doubt whether we can follow them or not, and also whether it is proper to act accordingly or not. Then also we should take the advice of noble people and scholars with Shastra Jnana and who are very virtuous. Jamadagni Maharshi commanded his son Parashurama to cut his mother's head without any hesitation. Immediately he followed, that is Parashurama followed the words of his father because Veda says Pitrudevo Bhava. So we think that because Veda says Pitrudevo Bhava, shall we have to follow Parashurama? And suppose his father asks him to do any harm to mother, do we have to do? Such doubts people may get after listening to such stories. Then what to do? Now we should not do that before saying Pitrudevo Bhava. Veda said Matrudevo Bhava. Parashurama followed his father's words because he is fully aware of the fact that his father got such a great, immense capacity of the power by which he can revive his mother and he can do anything in this world as God Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma. His father is capable of reviving his mother, and accordingly, Jamadagni Maharshi revived Renuka Devi when Parashurama wanted his mother as a boon to him. So blindly we should not follow even Purana Purushas. We should follow the ideals of those persons, knowing the exact antarartha of that, meaning of that, and also the teaching which they give us, the essence and advice. So blindly we should not follow. We should know what is to be done at what time, with what persons, etc. This is the Adesha, the command. This is the Upadesha, the advice. Esha Vedopanishad. This is what is said in Vedas and Upanishads. In fact, this Upadesha which the master gave now, this itself is Veda. This itself is Upanishad. This is how it should be worshipped and followed. 3 times Omkara is Shanti is said. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. It is said thrice because 2 word of the Adhyatmika, Adhi Bhautika and Adhi Daivika tapas, which inflict all human beings. Now 13th Samskara is Keshanta Samskara. It is also called as Godana Vrata. Since the birth, all children, boys and girls, behave equally, almost up to 9 or 10 years. Both of them play together and study together. Their voice, spirit, enthusiasm, everything will be equal. But the dresses they wear and the hairstyle, the earrings, etc., that differentiate them, but not their behavior or thinking. Slowly, they start to realize the difference between male and female. They know they are boys or girls. Slowly, from the age of 8 or 9, parents begin to teach girls that because they are girls, they have to know what to do and what not to do. The mother starts to teach her daughter how to do the housework, cooking, etc., and also tries to explain the girls should play with girls only and not with boys, etc. The delicacy of the body and the voice remains in girls as it is throughout their life, though they are growing healthy and strong. Similarly, certain changes start to occur in the boys also. Their voice starts to change and get elegance in the place of softness. Even parents, mother and father, start to teach the boys what they have to do and what not to do. The life of human beings, that is, the life of human beings can be divided into 6 parts, we can say. They are Shaishava, infant stage, infancy, then Balya, childhood, Kaumara, adolescence, then Yavana, youth, Madhyavayaha, Nadivayassu, we say, middle age, and Vardhakya, old age. Infancy is from birth to 2.5 years or 3 years age. Though they are fully dependent on parents for everything, yet they are very happy. That is happy life. Childhood is the most enjoyable, happy time to both the children and to the parents also. Childhood starts from nearly 3.5 years or 4 years to 10 years. At that age, they would be treated with much attention by the parents. They can spend their time happily and freely as they like. Approximately from the age of 10 years to 17 years or 18 years age would be called as adolescence, teenage. Then that is the age at which they should be very much cared by the parents, because in adolescence they know and yet do not know. Their minds get wonderful ideas, but will not be in a position to properly discriminate what is good and what is bad. But emotions start playing their role and senses also start attracting the objects of the world. During that time, many changes take place even in the growth of their bodies. It is the duty of parents to teach moral values, and the virtues of Prahlada should be taken as ideal for each and every girl and boy. To see that the children live in their limits is also the duty of parents. Then in the olden days, parents used to do Upanayana to the boys at the age of Garbhastami and then send them to Gurukulas. Observing Brahmacharya Vrata Diksha, they study Vedas, acquire knowledge. Mostly there will not be any chance to them, to their minds, to get diverted towards worldly pleasures until they become youth and complete their education and return home. They will always be under the supervision of Guru and Guru Patni. The boys begin to grow short beards, then muschat also they develop, or whisker also at the age of 15 to 16. Actually, those who are in celibacy, Brahmacharya Vrata Diksha do not have to remove their hair or whisker or anything. They allow their muschet also to grow till Snataka Vrata. After completion of their education, then they remove that beard and then the other. But it is the tradition to celebrate Keshanta Samskara to the boys at the age of 16 or 17. That is called as Keshanta Samskara, when for the first time the beard and the mustache would be removed. Normally in our custom, the boys who have parents alive will not remove the mustache fully. Partially they remove. The Keshanta Samskara would be performed by the Acharya at the Gurukula. His parents may also come and participate. This Samskara is called as Godana Vrata. Godana Vrata Samskara. Evam Godanam Asminnapi Nakshetre Shodase Varshe. Even this Samskara would be done as that of Chuda Samskara. The prosperity of Brahmachari is thought of and said in Sankalpa. The Guru does Agni Pratishthapana, Ganapati Puja, Swasti Punyaha Vachana, and later certain homas would be performed by both Guru and Brahmachari. Patra Prayoge Khalu Yojaniyo, Godana Karmanyapi Chaulavattu, Naglapsa Punjila, Shalak Shalavya, Ishta Atrartha Lupta Hi Bhavanti Yasmat. They do from that Pathitri Karana to Ajya Samskarana, and later Guru performs 8 homas. Then at Chaula Samskara, the same Samskaras again they do here. Later, keeping only Sikha, the remaining hair would be removed. Then Sishya takes bath. Sishya and Guru also take bath. This Sishya becomes holy and donates a milky cow with calf to his Guru as Guru Dakshina. Then onwards, till the completion of education, the hair will not be removed again to that disciple. But certain people remove their hair periodically, depending upon but they keep up the Sikha as it is. So they just remove the hair. Even that depends upon their interest. Then the Guru will not object. Whatever may be the custom followed by people, they maintain that. And accordingly, they celebrate this Keshanta Samskara. It is to, actually this Keshanta Samskara is done to make the adolescent person to control his sense organs and mind properly. That is the main idea behind this. And so those who are entering into youth, their minds should be concentrated only on education and dharmika karyakramas, not on worldly affairs. So all the brahmacharis used to do study sincerely due to their devotion on Guru and regard on our tradition and their interest also and love for acquiring knowledge. They concentrate only on studies. They will not let their mind or senses move hither thither. Then 13th samskara only. Now it is spoken for boys. Similarly, for girls also, there is a samskara. Rajaswala samskara, we say, a festival. This is a sort of, in Devi Bhagavata Purana, it is said that Jagannatha who entrusted the responsibility of creation to Brahmadeva, Chaturmukha Brahma, did not allow girls to be created by Brahmadeva. She did the creation of women herself. That is why, in general, women are naturally bashful, virtuous, gentle, patient, skillful, loving, efficient, pious, and attractive. As soon as a girl is born, it is said Mahalakshmi is born in our house. Changes in the growth of body start to appear from the age of 9 and 10. The woman was the woman who causes creation. She is the cause of creation. So she is the cause of expansion of the lineage, Vamsha. So normally girls also should be taken care at proper age by the mother. So at the in between 10 to 12 years, the girl may step into, that is leaving the childhood, she may step into a little higher stage. So that should be considered as a very pious and pious incident, and that should be followed according to the rules of Shastra as given in Shastras and as our ancient sages instructed us. Noting down the exact time, they should contact the astrologer, and if any Shanti karmas have to be done, should be done after 11 days on the auspicious day. The mother with all ladies, they celebrate the 4 days and 11th day as the festival according to the customs they follow from forefathers and traditionally. During the first 3 days, mother should always accompany the girl, feed her sesame and then jaggery. She should avoid salt, mirch, etc., tamarind and all, which are very harsh and create rajoguna. So that is said for the health of the girl and her well-being. There are certain procedures which should be followed. This reminds her father that it is the time for him to save money and search for a very worthy son-in-law. So on 11th day or 12th day or at any other time, the parents can conduct a sari wearing function to their daughter, inviting all the relatives and friends. This is the first big festival in the life of a girl before the marriage festival. They treat this girl as the incarnation of goddess Lakshmi, give her holy, auspicious Mangala Snana, pious Mangala Snana, decorate her with new cloths and ornaments and also flowers. Then they offer so many varieties of fruits, flowers, sweets, bangles, and give Mangalaharati, Mangalaharati and bless that girl. It is for the first time the mother gives Odibiyamu and Chalimidi, we say in our Andhras, to her daughter. The parents and the girl worship Vinayaka first, and then Kuladevatas, Ishtadevatas, and Sri Surya Narayana Swami, and pray to give them very good health and prosperity and good buddhi, intellect. Wishing the welfare of this girl, her mother prays moon to give her happiness and pleasant mind. Offers dosha we say, made with rice and minapappu we say. Then also chalamidi, for kadupu chalava we say. Then she should give tambulam with fruits, flowers to all the ladies, and all the ladies bless this girl. In our Hindu tradition, what all events occur in our life, all are connected with certain rituals of worshipping gods, donation, donating to people and getting their blessings. In this connection, the mother gives cloths and tambulam along with dakshina to washerman, and he blesses the girl to live long healthy. Though there are many names to indicate a woman, Yoshit, Abala, Nari, Purantri, Mahila, etc., we consider the word Stri. Stri is the best word. It is quite befitting word for woman. The word Stri is a mixture of mixture of the letters Sa, Ta, Ra and E. Eem is the Bijakshara of Jagannatha, Adiparashakti. Sa, Ta, Ra represent the Sattvaguna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna, the three gunas. They also represent Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti. So, three Shaktis, Mother Saraswati, Mahalakshmi and Parvati Devi. The letter E is the Bijakshara of Parvati Mata. E is Shakti Bija. The mixture of Sattvaguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna along with Jagannatha Bijakshara Shakti is the woman, is the girl, the Stri. That is why Stri is so powerful, so pious. Stri is Prakriti Swarupini. This world and all living beings took birth from the mother who is a Stri. So everyone must bow down to Stri. Puranas speak of a story. Once upon a time, a person by name Vishwarupa used to rob away the yajna havir bhagas of all the gods without allowing gods to take them. Then Devendra cut his 3 heads. So Indra got the Brahma Hatya Pataka dosha. With any sin, if even gods become impure, they will not be eligible to do their duties and rule. Devendra is the god of gods, and also he is the Trilokadhipati. He has to rule the 3 worlds. So Devendra could not rule 3 worlds, though he is Trilokadhipati. Because of this Brahma Hatya
Your voice is not heard.
Devendra wanted to distribute his that Brahmahatya Pataka to those who want to accept it. Then Indra divided his sin into 4 parts and distributed among the trees, vrikshas, then ocean, samudra, the earth, bhumata, and the women, the ladies, 3. The trees took the sin of Indra in the form of blue, gammu we say. Indra gave the boon that the trees would grow even if they were cut. The second part is taken by the ocean in the form of foam, nurugu. Indra blessed the ocean with inexhaustible supply of water. Now Mother Earth took that sin in the form of earthquakes, and Indra gave her the boon that the holes of the earth would automatically be filled and the earthquakes to also become normalcy she will get. Even after earthquakes, the earth would be normal. Now the 4th part of Indra's sin is taken by the women in the form of this dosha. So Indra gave a boon to women to be able to give birth to children and became honorable as mother to the whole world. Thus, with the magnanimous heart, woman accepted the sin of Indra, with which she became worthy of becoming the mother. So, though for men and women, all these samskaras are suitable and are to be performed, yet Upanayana and Vivaha are the great sacraments and festivals celebrated for boys, and to become Pushpavati and to get married and Simanta Samskara are considered as the best festivals in the life of girls. That is, they give immense happiness and joy to them. Now, 14th Samskara is their Veda Vratas. The Samskara called Veda Vrata, it will be performed by the priest or Brahmagaru or Acharya himself. So, doing that along with that Brahmacharis, they celebrate this. In fact, only the Acharya celebrates these vratas at Gurukula itself. Before the marriage, they should be done. Then brahmachari is permitted by the acharya to go home after completing these Veda vratas and fully getting the knowledge after education, which takes 4 years of time. Then Prajapatya Vrata, Saumya Vrata, Agneya Vrata, and Vaishwadeva Vrata. These 4 vratas together is called as Veda Vrata. Veda Vrata Samskara, the 14th Samskara. The ritual done for studying Prajapati Devataka mantras is called as Prajapatya Vrata. The Acharya wants to reform his disciple, so along with him, he also goes to the river, and both of them get their hair removed and both take bath in the river. Then both of them together do Vigneswara Puja, take Sankalpa, do Punyaha Vachana. Acharyaha Sishyena Saha Vapana Purvakam Nadyam Snatva. That is how they say. It starts that particular part. Taking Sankalpa, start to do worship. Preparing the mantapa, stretching a new cloth, white cloth there. They should pour rice on that. Then they should invoke and invite Shat Rishis. Shodasopachara puja should be done to those Shat Rishis. Then the those 6 sages whom they worship at that time are Prajapati, Sagumkhiti Devataha, Yagniki Devataha, Varuni Devataha, then Swayampu Chaturmukha Brahma, and Sadasaspati. After worshipping them, they should give, that is this brahmachari and then guru, they should give tarpanas to them and do homas. Then both acharya and shishya should stand up and pray 3 times that we are performing Prajapatya Vrata. O Agnideva, Vayudeva, Suryadeva, please all of you make our Vrata a success. Then they have to pray Aditya Vratapati and Vratanam Pati. Later should do Prayaschitta Homas. Later the Sishya should bow down to his Guru and take his blessings. Tata Samvatsare Paryavete. That is, he should act on that for 1 year. It takes 1 year time to study Prajapatya Devataka Mantra Adhyayana. After doing Prajapatya Vrata. So, after 1 year, they should again do Prajapatya Vrata Utsarjana. When once the study is over, Utsarjana they have to do, as we do in our Naimitika Pujas also. We invite and then we say goodbye to them, sending the gods to their places. So, similarly for these Vratas also, this Utsarjana, this is called as Vrata Snataka, we said in the beginning. Even at the time of Prajapatya Vrata Utsarjana, they should do as they did at the beginning of Prajapatya Vrata. Shuddhyartham, Vrudyartham, Shantyartham, Apyudayartham. That is how they should say in Sankalpa. And they should do all these 4 Vratas in the same similar manner. And Utsarjanas also they should do. Even after doing this karma, again, Guru and Sishya should get Vapana karma done to them, take bath, come home and do Apyudaya karma and Swasti Punyaha Vachana. Just as they perform this Prajapati Vrata and Utsarjana, similarly they should perform for Saumya Vrata, Agneya Vrata and Vaishwadeva Vratas. By doing these Vratas, worshipping gods and pleasing them, by giving tarpanas and doing homas, the gods will be pleased and their sankalpa would be fulfilled. Thus, the brahmachari must complete these 4 vratas in 4 years before his marriage and get their blessings. After this, the 15th samskara, the samskara of vivaha, marriage comes. Just introduction for 5-7 minutes I'll give of this Vivaha Samskara now, and tomorrow we will continue completely Vivaha Samskara fully. It takes more than 1 hour in fact, but I will try to tell tomorrow within 50 minutes and then Antyeshti in 5 minutes. Advaitam Sukha Dukkha Yoranugatam Sarvasvavastasu Yedvishramo Hrudayasya Yatra Jarasa Yasminna Haryo Rasaha Kalena varanatya yat parinate yat snehasare sthitam hadram tasya sumanushasya kathamapyetam hi tat prarthyate. This is the wonderful sloka written by Mahakavi Pavabhuti in Uttararama Charitra while speaking about the Dampatya of Sitarama. No one can tell more than this or better than this about Dampatya. Dampatya is Advaita. In such a wonderful way, Bhavabhuti Mahakavi explained about the Advaita Tattva of Dampatya Dharma. And Dampatya means what is explained here. They say Dampati. Dampati means Jayacha Patischa Dampati. Wife and husband together, both together are called as Dampati as one word. Though appearing as two bodies, the bond of the couple, the wife and husband, is one mind and one soul. That bond is called as Dampatya Bandha, marital tie bond, we can say. Two different members, a girl and a boy, whom they do not know till that time. The moment they become one with the bond of marriage, they live as shadow to each other, and in joys and sorrows, they live as one person, sharing equally everything. In all parts of life, they accompany each other. This Advaita bond gives rest to the heart. As time passes and old age steps into their lives, this bond will be tied more and more, and the veil of differences between the two would be completely removed. The relationship between them gets matured. That is, the bond of love grows stronger and stronger at the advance of the age. And the bliss of this bond also increases but never decreases. Everyone plays for that is, everyone wants to get such a bliss and happiness. They pray for this, a bond, but that will be obtained only by those who are very fortunate. They will be blessed with such Advaita Dampatya Anubandha and Bandha. Such is the greatness of Vivaha Bandha spoken in our Sanaatana Dharma. Sri Sita Rama's marital bond is so great and is of such a type. That is why Sita Rama the couple has become ideal for all of us, and we worship them only and take them as ideal. Sri Rama's heart always exists in the heart of Sita Mata, and Sita Mata's heart exists in the heart of Sri Ramachandra. Such is the inseparable bond of love of Dampatya Dharma of Sita Rama. That is why among human couple, Sita Rama are ideal to all of us, entire mankind. Every couple should be like Sri Sita and Ramachandra in love, confidence, and regard to each other. That is the greatness of the bond of marriage, which makes two different persons as one with the pious mantras of marriage and makes them live inseparably lifelong. One of the most important of the Shodasa Samskarams of our Sanaatana Dharma is the marriage bond that connects Kama Purushartha with Dharma Purushartha in Chaturvitha, among Chaturvitha Purusharthas, and makes them enter into Grihasthasrama, which is the best asrama among the four asramas. Brahmacharya asrama, Grihasthasrama, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. Out of these four, Sannyasa asrama. Out of these four, marriage is Grihasthasrama is the best, because this takes care of the other three ashrama people. This marriage samskara is so pious because it keeps up the lineage survive for long. This bond of marriage is considered to be the bond of several births, Janma Janmantara Bandha, as we believe, between wife and husband, with Grihasthasrama. Brahmacharya, when we speak about the asramas, I will tell, I already told, Gruhastha means one who stays in the Gruha, that is the Yajamani. entering into the Gruhasthasrama means getting married. After marriage, people become Gruhasthas. This bond of marriage is considered to be the bond of several births, we say, Janma Janmantara Bandha also, because husband, wife, both of them, this mutual cooperation which gives among them, that brings the physical, mental and spiritual happiness, and that is considered as the Atma Bandha. A man got right to perform Deva Yajnas only with the wife married with Veda mantras as Agni Sakshi in front of fire god, and as witness of, that is, all the gods and fire god should be the witness of their marriage. With such a wife, Dharma Patni, he is able to do, he becomes worthy of doing all the Deva Yajnas and all. Patyurno Yajna Samyoge, says the Veda. The children born through such a Dharma Patni alone possess the right to do Pitrukaryas. Gautama Maharshi called this Vivaha Samskara as Sahadharmacharini Vrata. The importance of Vivaha Samskara is spoken in Manusmruti as Dharathinas Tatha Swargaha Pitrunam Atmanaschaha. It is in the hands of the wife that the forefathers attain meritorious lokas. Because unless she cooperates, he can do nothing. He cannot do anything, cannot perform any rites. Even Ichanaymitika karmas also should be done by the man with the cooperation of his wife only. This marriage, though celebrated only once in the life of a human being, yet it is called as Nitya Karma, because it makes them, both wife and husband, obtain the power to practice Nitya and Naimittika karmas every day. There are so many relationships to a man in this world, but the most pious and inseparable and most valuable bond is the bond of mother and child. After that, Mata Pita Putra Sambandha, the bond of Patni and Pati, is so pious and inseparable as that of parents. A girl and a boy who were unknown till that time were tied with the samskara of Vivaha, performed in the presence of gods with the chanting of mantras. So now we will stop here. Actually, what is meant by Vivaha, what events are to be taken place, and what are the significance and the tattvas behind the great meaning, inner meaning of all those events and mantras, that we will try to know tomorrow. Swasti. Now, for 5 minutes, I will just ask questions in the topics that I covered today. I request all the participants and students to answer them one by one. Everyone should say answer to one question. From yesterday's topic, actually, do you know what is Upakarma? I do not know whether I asked and you said or not. What is Upakarma and when do they do this Upakarma? Can any one of you tell? Upakarma, after Upanayana Samskara, we do Upakarma, I said. That should be done on Shravana Paurnami. And Upakarma is that karma which gives arhata to the disciple to approach Gurukula and approach Guru and do Veda Achena. Okay, now you try to answer all these questions which are coming from today's topic. What is meant by Snataka or Samavartana Samskara? What is Snataka? To go to Pathashala. Yes. Not going to Pathashala, but after completing the full education, Veda Jena, returning back, that is Snataka. At the time of completion, yes, this is correct. Completion of education, Snataka Vrata will be conducted by the master. So returning home from Gurukula after completing Veda Jena is Snataka. Now you should tell, all of you, any of you, how many Snatakas are there? What are they? convocation. Yes, correct. 3. Yes, 3 is right answer. Can you tell the names? Names of Snataka? Vidya Snataka, not Vidyavetta. Vidyavetta is a scholar who got the knowledge. Vidya Snataka, Vrata Snataka. Very nice, Jyoti. Congratulations, Jyoti madam. Then third one, Vivaha. Yes, correct. Vivaha Purvaka Snataka. The Snataka that is done before the marriage. All of you, you can speak also and tell. Now, the next question is, which tithi is considered as Guru Paurnami? On Guru Paurnami day, the Shishya has to give Guru Dakshina. Which?
Shuddha Paurnami.
Huh?
Ashada Shuddha Paurnami.
Correct. Right answer. Very nice. Out of many advices given by the Acharya at the time of Snataka, what are the most important advice we can say? And Upadeshas. Ashada Paurnami, right answer. Okay.
Satyam Dhar.
Vada Dharmam Chara.
Correct. Very nice. Still more.
Shraddha and Pramodo.
Very good. Correct. And then
Atrideva
Bhavo, Pitideva Bhavo, Matrideva Bhavo.
very nice. Correct answers, all of you. Congrats. Then what is Keshanta Samskara?
Removing beard and
Mustache.
not mustache.
Then others also should answer now. What is meant by Vivaha?
Advaita Dampatyam.
Very nice. Okay, for today it's okay. Tomorrow we'll complete the Vivaha Samskara. Then we'll be completing Shodasa Samskaras in short. Thank you. I thank one and all. I thank our Veda Samskruti Samiti wholeheartedly for giving me this opportunity. I thank all the students who answered very nicely. Thank you. Swasti.
Visalakshi garu చాలా నమస్కారం.
Namaskaram.
మంచి విషయాలన్నీ చాలా ఉన్నతమైన విషయాలు చెప్తున్నారు. చాలా సంతోషం. మా అదృష్టంగా భావిస్తున్నాం.
Thanks.
धन्यवादः सत्यवती महोदय. धन्यवादः विशालक्षी महोदय.
Dhanyavadan.
Today is a very precious day for all of us. We learned to know what is the essence of our education after spending so much of time at Gurukula, what the Guru teaches finally to the student. It's very useful. We all should follow these guidelines. We have these recordings uploaded into YouTube. All of you follow that. Follow me, subscribe it, so that you can get the alerts automatically. And also, it is posted in our course group. Anybody wants to say anything or ask any questions?
Sri Bala, Didi wants to.
Sir, I want to ask one
Namaste,
question.
Namaste, madam, and namaste to all of you. I have two questions. One is like in today's context, how to select a guru, and even if we try to find out a guru, they expect money, and the entire feeling of learning will changes. It becomes more commercial. So there are many things that we wanted to learn personally from guru, but it is highly difficult in today's context. That is one question. And second question, sending children to the Gurukula. In today's context, I don't think any students, any children are willing to go to Gurukula Abhyasa to acquire only the Veda and Vedic knowledge. And how can we transform to this today's context? That process of sending Gurukula and all that.
Actually, nowadays, as you feel there are no Gurukulas, there are somewhere some Gurukulas along with our modern education also. We have to search for them. If we have the interest, where there is a will, there is a way. There are actually Veda Pathashalas to teach Vedas. We can get our students educated admitting them at Veda Pathashalas if we want. Otherwise, along with modern education, there are certain ashramas which are imparting them the Vedic, that is all these Veda mantras. Vedas actually they are teaching, making them Ghanapatis also along with this course. So there are such ashramas which you have to find out. Now for the first one, the master Acharya, how to select a great Acharya? It is by the sincere will and wish of our heart. The Acharya comes to us. God should give us such great Acharya. In fact, there are so many Acharyas even now at this present age also. But for those who have to give you initiation into a mantra, that depends upon the sincere longing of your heart and then Paramatma's anugraha. If God is favorable, if God is willing, the master, the Guru Acharya will come to us and we would be able to recognize such Acharya. But now present days Acharyas, wherever you must see which college or schools are teaching in the according to the lines of our Sanaatana Dharma, and you should join the children there instead of joining them in convent schools and colleges, etc. Actually, selecting Acharya, that's a very good topic. How to select a worthy student, how to select a good, great Acharya, that I will tell at any time if time is there, because there are so many characteristics which should be there in the Acharya and which should be there in the disciple also.
Yeah,
That-
we wish to know that.
Yes, we
Yeah.
can tell at any later time in our Veda Samskruti Samiti webinars.
Yeah, because every time we've been listening this kind of discourses, you should follow a good guru. But then how to select? Of course, one thing what you said is like it's all depending on how deeply you are spiritual, and you should ask for you should ask God for a good guru to guide us.
Actually, Mahodaya, you have already selected a good guru. And
Yes.
you are undergoing
yes.
also the
Yes.
education.
Exactly.
You are not, being, asked to pay anything. And you have recognized the right guru
yes.
also.
Yeah.
So you are on the right path. Go ahead and follow the same path.
Thank you. And I wish that the schools we should see, we wanted to see in future both the Vedic education and the modern education together, if anybody can teach. And I wish to see many more schools like that, so that the children, the next generation will grow up with more and more ethics and values.
Today's education nowadays, depends on the job and livelihood.
Yeah.
But the mother and father should teach what is the other education also, which is beyond this. They are the first gurus who is supposed to teach all these things, and also they should guide them to such a guru who teaches the dharma and related issues, Sanatana Dharma and related issues. Mahoda, you want to say something?
Pallavi
Yeah,
garu.
see,
Ma'am,
one second.
I wanted to ask,
One second.
is there any difference between Upnayan and Janev Sanskar, or both are the same thing?
1 minute, Prabhakar Mahodaya wants to say.
So for the Sri Bala question, the schools are already there, started by Kanchipatam. Kanchipatam has started school, 1 or 2 schools are there in Hyderabad, which gives the education on both modern education as well as Vedic education. That is there in Kanchi also, that is there in Bangalore also, and Tirupati also, and they are going to start a university also in Hyderabad, Kanchipatam. So those things we should go ahead instead of going to convent schools as Visalakshi.
Are there hostels? Are there hostels? Suppose
Hostels are there. Hostels are there, and they give free food also probably.
Suppose at this age I want to teach the basic mathematics as well as I want to learn other Vedas.
Approach Kanchi Sankaracharya. Please approach Kanchi Sankaracharya. Okay.
Yeah, there are opportunities only.
There are opportunities. We have to promote when people start coming towards that line. Our effort is that one, and our Sanatana Dharma course is in that line. His course is only to initiate the people coming to this line of Gurukula system of education and understanding the subject properly. That's why we have started this course, and it will be taken up in 4 levels. If God wishes, level 1 is we're going on now, and it is a initial course, but it's to be properly streamlined as 4 levels. And I hope we could do that in future with the help of all other our friends and you all, with all your blessings and with all your association. That's
at this stage also you can join, no problem.
No problem.
Actually, Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham, there are so many Veda Pathashalas, we know that. And similarly, Sampradaya Pathashalas also are there for especially girls, only for girls. Even at Hyderabad, it is there, the one which is run by Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham people.
Even Kanchi Engineering College is also there.
Yes.
So there, some Singer is also running schools. All the Sankarpitas are running the schools. But
Yes.
only thing is you have to promote them.
Yes.
You have to go to them. No, you don't go. That is the problem.
Gautamji wants to go there.
Gautamji wants to go to for teaching.
Not
And
No,
for
teaching as well as
also
no,
learning.
as well as learning. Yes.
And now he is doing the same thing. He taught us and also he is learning.
Yeah.
And he is one of the very regular student teacher who is 100% attendance.
So we all should go, and moreover, we should stop sending to convent schools.
So I shall go to Hyderabad and contact you.
Wherever the Saraswati Puja is not done, don't send your kid.
Yes,
Please
correct.
take a oath. If Saraswati Puja is not done in that college school, don't send your kid there. If that is followed, automatically things will improve. That vote that I am promoting, Veda Samskruti is promoting last 2-3 years. The same slogan, in spite of so many resistances came from some groups in WhatsApp. We are continuously telling, don't send your kid where Saraswati Puja is not done.
Okay, next, any questions?
Yeah, ma'am, I wanted to ask, is there any difference between Janayu Sanskar and Upnayan Sanskar?
What is that? Upanayana Samskara and
Janayu Sanskar, Janayu.
Janayu.
Ji,
Both
Janayu.
are same.
Both are same.
Janayu, word which
Janayu, not
Janjam,
Janayu. It's not Janayu.
Jantyamu. Okay.
Janayu they call in Hindi.
Some people call
Pallavi,
Same, it is one and same. Sacred thread ceremony, I say. Jantyamu, we call that.
Pallavi,
Ji, ji.
that is Jenu.
Janayu, okay.
Jenu means Janjam in Telugu.
Yes.
Okay.
Jenu means Janjam, that is thread. The sacred thread is called Jenu.
In North, it is called Geneva.
That is in colloquial, that the grammatical, that is the gramya, that is Vikruti.
Local, yeah. Local.
Janjamu Yagnopavitam.
Yagnopavitam, Janyamu, Jenu is also there.
Bengali it is actually
Yes.
Bengali it is actually pronounced as local language is Poite.
Yeah.
Upavita actually we can Poite.
Yeah,
From that Upper Bronx has come.
So answer for Pallavi ji is both are same.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, now I think we are past 8 o'clock, 10-15 minutes. Let us close. Let's have Prarthana from Vasundhara Mahodaya, and then we'll have Janaganamana. Vasundhara Mahodaya, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषाः गो ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सत्यं
You're muted.
yes sir. सत्यं वद धर्मं चर सत्यं वद धर्मं चर
मातृदेवो
सर्वे
भव
जनाः सुखिनो
सर्वे
भवन्तु।
जनाः
सुखिनो भवन्तु। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः।
धन्यवादः सुंदरम महोदय.
अस्तु महोदय.
Now we will have Janaganamana from CC Babu. Let us all stand up and all of us sing with him, but don't unmute.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। जय हिंद जय हिंद जय हिंद।